Okay, good day nurses. So, for today, we will discuss your autoimmune neuromuscular disorders. Okay, when we say autoimmune guys, your body is attacking its own body. Okay, or basically your body is attacking itself. Okay, so this involve guys your myasthenia gravis, which is called the descending paralysis. Okay, and we have also your GBS or the Guillain-Barré syndrome, which is called the ascending paralysis naman. Okay? And lastly, we have your multiple sclerosis, okay, which causes the myelination of the myelin sheath. Okay? O this autoimmune neuromuscular disorders, guys, disrupt nerve muscle communication, causing weakness, fatigue, and mobility problems. So yung tatlong yun guys, it causes weakness, fatigue, and mobility problems. Okay? First, let's discuss your myasthenia gravis. Okay, ano ba ang nangyayari dyan guys? Sa myasthenia gravis guys, it is a autoimmune disorder, meaning your antibody attacks itself, tama? Which antibodies block or destroy acetylcholine receptors at the neuromuscular junction. Okay, ano bang nangyayari in your normal physio? Your acetylcholine guys will bind into your nicotinic acetylcholine receptors, okay? So that magkaroon ng muscle contraction. Okay? So kapag hindi siya or kapag block or destroy siya guys, the receptors, then therefore, si acetylcholine hindi siya makakapag-bind doon sa receptors, tama? As a result, impaired ngayon ang nerve transmission, okay? Causing muscle fatigue and weakness. Okay? So for visual learner guys, and also para mas maintindihan nyo ng mabuti ganito yung nangyayari. Okay, let's discuss first your normal pathophysiology. Okay? Your acetylcholine guys, the acetylcholine will bind into the nicotinic acetylcholine receptor. So these are your receptors or the nicotinic acetylcholine receptors. Okay? Yung acetylcholine, supposedly magbabind siya dito para magkaroon ng muscle contraction. Okay? And after muscle contraction guys, meron kang enzyme naman, si acetylcholinesterase. Okay? Si acetylcholinesterase naman guys, siya yung papatay. Okay? Siya yung papatay dun sa mga acetylcholine na nagbind doon sa receptors para magkaroon naman ng muscle relaxation. Okay? Kasi hindi pwede guys na contract lang ng contract yung muscle mo. Dapat may relaxation din. Okay? So that is your normal pathophysiology. Okay, now, anong nangyari daw sa MG? It is a autoimmune disorder na blinak niya daw or dinestroy niya si nicotinic acetylcholine receptors, tama? So, ito yung blinak niya, guys. Ito yung mga yun, yung mga receptors na pagbabainan nung acetylcholine supposedly. O, this is your antibody that blocks or destroy the receptors. As a result ngayon, guys, na hindi makapag-bind yung acetylcholine doon sa nicotinic acetylcholine receptors. As a result ngayon guys na reduce ang muscle contraction. Okay? Nagets ba yun guys? And the symptoms worsen with activity and improve with rest. O bakit kaya guys? Because during activity guys, gumagamit ka ng acetylcholine. Okay? During activity, gumagamit ka ng acetylcholine. That's why it worsens with activity. And primarily, affects muscles used for repetitive movements such as blinking, speaking, swallowing, and breathing. Okay, that's why guys, later on your assessment findings guys, ito yung mga nasisira. Okay, because it requires repetitive movements. And also guys, some of them, okay, are involuntary movements. So even involuntary movement guys, gumagamit sila ng acetylcholine. Okay? So let's move on to your assessment findings. Okay, on your assessment findings naman, guys, there is muscle weakness that is worse with activity and at the end of the day. Okay? Yun nga, dahil during activity, your body, guys, uses acetylcholine, okay, na nagbind dito sa receptors. Okay? So kapag konti lang ang nagbind na acetylcholine, guys, then nagamit mo na siya sa ibang activity mo, guys, then magwo-worsen talaga yung symptoms. Okay? What else? The drooping eyelids or ptosis. So this is your ptosis, guys. Okay? Then, weak facial muscles because they require repetitive movement, and also some of them guys requires involuntary movement. Then, difficulty chewing and dysphagia. Okay? O when we say dysphagia, ano bang ibig niya sabihin guys? There is difficulty in swallowing. Okay? Because your swallowing reflex muscle guys are impaired. Okay? Then, lastly guys, we have slurred pitch and hoarseness of voice, o even the muscle of the larynx guys, pwede niyang ma-affect or pwede niyang pahinain, okay, or magkaroon ng weakness, okay? And any muscle used repeatedly becomes weak in myasthenia gravis, okay? And your myasthenia gravis guys, it is also called as descending paralysis, okay? Now, what's our intervention guys? First, we have your endrophonium or tensilon test. Okay, anong ginagawa nito guys? It is your endrophonium guys, it is a anticholinesterase. Okay, when we say anticholinesterase guys, then therefore, anong ginagawa niya? It temporarily blocks acetylcholinesterase to assess muscle weakness and diagnose MG. So for diagnosis lang siya guys. Bakit kaya guys? Because your endrophonium or tensilon test guys, tumatagal lang siya 5 to 10 minutes sa katawan mo. Okay? Anong ginawa niya? Blinak niya si acetylcholinesterase. Bakit? Paano niya madadiagnose, sir? What do you mean? Okay, ganito yun guys. 'Di ba sabi mo, mag-administer ka ngayon ng endrophonium which is a anticholinesterase, tama? So ano ang binablock niya? Or ano ang binablock niya? Si acetylcholinesterase, yung function ni acetylcholinesterase. Ano ulit yung function ni acetylcholinesterase? Siya yung pumapatay doon sa mga acetylcholine na nag-bind doon sa acetylcholine receptors, tama? Siya yung pumapatay sa mga acetylcholine na nag-bind doon sa mga acetylcholine receptors. So, kapag block or blinak mo yung function ni acetylcholinesterase using a endrophonium or anticholinesterase guys, then therefore, anong nangyayari sa acetylcholine? Hindi siya ngayon namamatay. So, meaning guys, mas tumatagal ngayon yung buhay ng acetylcholine na nag-bind doon sa acetylcholine receptors. Okay, as a result ngayon na mas nag-i-improve ang muscle ng patient natin. Okay, so kapag nag-administer ka ng endrophonium, then nag-improve ang symptoms ng patient natin, then therefore guys, madadiagnose mo yung patient mo na merong myasthenia gravis. Okay, nagets ba yun guys? Then if tensilon test is performed, you keep atropine at the bedside due to the risk of bradycardia. Okay, si atropine guys, ano ba yan na gamot guys? It is a what? Anticholinergic drug. Tama, naalala nyo pa ba? Your atropine guys, it is a anticholinergic drug. O bakit kaya kailangan may atropine ka? Okay? 'Di ba? Sabi kanina guys, nag-administer ka ng anticholinesterase. Tama? Anticholinesterase. So, anong ginagawa niya? Binablock niya yung function ni acetylcholinesterase. That's why tinawag siyang anti. Tama? Binablock niya yung function ni acetylcholinesterase. Si acetylcholinesterase, ano ulit yung function niya? Siya yung pumapatay dun sa mga acetylcholine na nag-bind doon sa nicotinic acetylcholine receptors para magkaroon supposedly ng muscle relaxation. Tama? So ngayon, blinak mo siya, nag-administer ka ng endrophonium. Tama, blinak mo siya as a result na walang papatay ngayon dun sa mga acetylcholine na nag-bind doon sa receptors, causing improvement in your symptoms. Tama? And sabi doon, you need to keep atropine at the bedside. Sabi niya, di ba? Your atropine, it is a anticholinergic. O bakit kaya guys? Because kung blinak mo to guys, then therefore walang papatay sa acetylcholine. Tama? And kapag nasobrahan sa acetylcholine guys, yun yung tinatawag natin na cholinergic crisis. That's why guys, you keep atropine which is a anticholinergic at the bedside. Okay? Nagets ba yun guys? Then, administer pyridostigmine, okay, or anticholinesterase drugs to increase available acetylcholine and improve symptoms. O yun nga yun guys, your anticholinesterase, ano ulit ang ginagawa niya? Binablock niya tong function ni acetylcholinesterase. Okay, ano yung function niya? Normally, siya ang pumapatay doon sa acetylcholine na nag-bind doon sa acetylcholine receptors para magkaroon ng muscle contraction. Tama? So kapag may MG, kailangan mong mag-administer ng anticholinesterase so that ma-block mo to guys, increasing or para hindi niya patayin yung mga acetylcholine na nag-bind doon sa receptors, thus increasing your acetylcholine in your body. Okay, but you keep in mind, or you need to keep in mind guys, yung cholinergic crisis na tinatawag, kasi kapag madaming acetylcholine sa katawan mo, pwede ka namang magkaroon ng cholinergic crisis signs and symptoms. Okay? Then you prevent fatigue, okay, by encouraging rest periods and schedule activities early in the day. O bakit early in the day? Because early in the day, guys, marami ka pang acetylcholine doon sa katawan mo. Kasi nawawala ang acetylcholine, guys, kapag meron ka ng activities na ginagawa. Okay? Then, you protect the airway. Okay? Your client with myasthenia gravis are at increase for aspiration from weakened swallowing muscles. Okay, di ba? Kasi nag-weaken ang swallowing muscles, tama? So, anong gagawin mo? You schedule pyridostigmine or anticholinesterase. Anong ginagawa na naman ito? Ini-improve niya yung symptoms, tama? So, you need to administer 30 minutes before meals para to improve swallowing. Okay, para mag-improve muna ang muscle contraction niya so that ma-prevent ang aspiration. Okay, then you offer a soft diet or pureed foods such as mashed potatoes. Okay, then you need to monitor for myasthenic crisis caused by stress, infection, and under treatment. Ano si myasthenic crisis, guys? Under treatment ang nangyari. So there is severity of symptoms, tama? So there is severe muscle weakness, difficulty swallowing and breathing that could lead into your respiratory failure. Okay? And since it is a autoimmune, guys, you need to administer IV immunoglobulin or your IVIG to decrease symptoms of myasthenic crisis. Okay? Then, you need to monitor also, guys, for cholinergic crisis caused by overtreatment naman. So, when we say overtreatment, guys, nasobrahan mo daw magbigay ng anticholinesterase, okay, which blocks the function of your acetylcholinesterase, okay? So, kapag dinak mo kasi yung function ni acetylcholinesterase, guys, then therefore, guys, mag-i-increase ang acetylcholine mo doon sa katawan mo, okay, causing cholinergic crisis, okay? Now, ano yung monitor mo? Muscle weakness plus dislodge, okay? Syempre, kapag madaming acetylcholine doon sa katawan mo naman, guys, or there is excessive acetylcholine in your body, guys, then therefore, magko-contract yung muscle mo, tama? So, that's why, guys, makaka-feel yung patient mo ng symptoms such as salivation, lacrimation, urination, diarrhea, GI abscess, and lastly, guys, your emesis. Okay? So, your anticholinesterase drugs, guys, should be properly dosed to prevent excessive dosing or cholinergic crisis. Okay? You need to administer atropine to treat cholinergic crisis because your atropine, guys, it is a anticholinergic drug, tama? By blocking acetylcholine receptors and is stopping the effects of excess acetylcholine. Okay? And this is your endrophonium test. Ano sabi natin kanina? Your endrophonium, it is a what? What drug is this? It is a anticholinesterase. So, it blocks the acetylcholinesterase. Ano ulit yung function ni acetylcholinesterase? Siya yung pumapatay dun sa mga acetylcholine na nag-bind doon sa nicotinic acetylcholine receptor so that magkaroon ng muscle relaxation. Okay? Since blinak mo siya, guys, then therefore walang pumapatay dun sa acetylcholine na nag-bind doon sa receptors. Tama ba? Yes, increasing now your acetylcholine in your body. That's why, guys, you need to assess the muscle strength. Dahil pag nag-improve ang symptoms ng patient natin, guys, then therefore madadiagnose mo siya na may myasthenia gravis. Okay? If not improve naman, guys, then therefore it is not a myasthenia gravis. Okay? And that is all, guys, for your myasthenia gravis. I hope you learned something. Thank you and God bless.
Okay, good day, nurses. So let's discuss your Guillain-Barré syndrome or the GBS, okay? Or the ascending paralysis na tinatawag, guys, okay? Your GBS, guys, it is a acute autoimmune attack on the peripheral nerves. So, ang inaatake niya, guys, is your peripheral nervous system and it is acute, meaning, guys, less than 3 months, tama? Okay, and your peripheral nervous system, guys, composed of your cranial nerve and your spinal nerve. Okay, so it affects the cranial nerve and spinal nerve. That's why guys, later on your assessment findings guys, ay about siya sa mga peripherals muna nagmamanifest ang Guillain-Barré syndrome. Okay? Often triggered by trauma, vaccines, or infection guys, such as si Campylobacter. Okay? Ano ba ang nangyari dyan kay Guillain-Barré syndrome guys? Okay, so ganito yung nangyari dyan guys, di ba? This is your dendrites and this is the axon ending. Okay? The signal guys will travel or transmit, di ba? Madaming ganito guys, madaming ganito, okay? So, from the axon ending guys, normally from the axon ending, yung signal guys ay matatransmit papunta doon sa dendrites. The dendrites guys, that's the receiving kasi guys ng transmission of signal. So magta-travel siya dito kay dendrites guys, then magta-transmit through myelin sheath, then pupunta ulit dun sa axon ending, then pupunta na naman sa panibagong dendrites na ire-receive yung signal. Ganon siya, di ba? Ang nangyari sa GBS guys, yung myelin sheath guys is damaged siya. Okay? The function of your myelin sheath guys, siya ang nagtra-transmit ng signal or pinapabilis niya yung transmission ng signal guys from dendrites to axon ending. Yun yung ginagawa niya. Ngayon sa GBS guys, damage ang iyong myelin sheath which causes or impaired guys the transmission of signals. So as a result, nagkakaroon ng paralysis. Okay? Saang paralysis guys? Okay, ano yung mga assessment findings? Okay? First, ascending muscle weakness or paralysis. So meaning guys it starts in the legs and spreads upward and pwede niyang maabot si diaphragm guys. That is the muscle of your respiration. Diba? Or respiratory, the diaphragm. So, pwede niyang maabot yun, guys. That's why, at risk for respiratory failure, yung patient natin na may GBS. Okay? What else? Absent ang deep tendon reflexes or the R reflex siya. O, when we say kasi guys, meaning absent, tama. So, absent ang deep tendon reflexes because of the paralysis na nangyayari. Now, ano yung intervention natin dito, guys? Your number 1 priority intervention, guys, is the risk for respiratory paralysis. Since ascending paralysis siya and pwede niyang maabot si diaphragm, tama? So, you need to monitor, guys, for respiratory distress caused by respiratory muscle paralysis. So, anong gagawin mo as a nurse, guys? You need to prepare for intubation, guys, para pag naabot niya na si diaphragm, guys, na ma-paralyze, at least prepared ka for intubation. Okay? What else? You administer IV immunoglobulin or the IVIG to decrease symptoms severity. O, di ba? Sabi na naman natin, guys, si IV immunoglobulin, guys, ina-address na yung since it is autoimmune, guys, na disorder, meaning si immunoglobulin, guys, ititreat niya yung antibodies na uma-attacks dun sa sariling katawan mo. Specifically, ano yung nadadamage? Si myelin sheath. Okay? Ano pa ang mga intervention mo, guys, to prevent complications of immobility? Kasi nga, di ba, mapaparalyze yung patient natin. Okay? Specifically, ascending paralysis, meaning magi-start dun sa legs nung patient natin. So, kapag paralyzed yun, guys, at risk ka ba for immobility? Yes. So, kapag immobile ka, guys, ang tanong, at risk ka ba for deep vein thrombosis? Yes. Kasi kapag immobile ka, at risk ka for deep vein thrombosis. So, you as a nurse, guys, you intervene deep vein thrombosis prophylaxis, okay, such as administering sequential compression devices, okay, and administering anticoagulants. Okay, ano yung mga yan, guys? That is your heparin and warfarin to prevent the formation of deep vein thrombosis. Okay, what else? Physical therapy, guys, to prevent contractures of your muscles naman, guys. Then, lastly, guys, frequent repositioning to prevent skin breakdown. Kasi kapag immobile ka, guys, at risk ka for skin ulcer. So, you reposition the patient, guys. O, gano'ng katalas, guys? Every 2 hours dapat. Okay? Then for the treatment naman, guys, the client will gradually recover as antibodies clear. So kapag na-clear ang antibody, guys, it will gradually recover. Okay, the client will gradually recover. Okay, anong gagawin, guys? By means of plasmapheresis. Okay, si plasmapheresis, guys, ang ginagawa dito, guys, finifilter niya yung blood guys and nire-remove niya yung antibodies na uma-attack doon sa nerve or doon sa myelin sheath. Okay? Para hindi na ma-damage si myelin sheath and mag-improve ang transmission ng signal and hindi makapag-cause ng paralysis. Okay? And that is all guys for your GBS or the Guillain-Barré syndrome or tinatawag na ascending paralysis or tinatawag din guys na galing baba syndrome. Okay? That's all guys for your GBS. I hope you learned something. Thank you and God bless.